Hey everyone, it's Connor from Koyfin. Today I'm going to highlight one of our latest releases, which is screener sharing. This builds upon our sharing work more broadly across the system, having recently made Koyfin watch lists and model portfolios shareable too. With screener sharing, Koyfin users can now share those screening templates with anyone, even if they're not a Koyfin user. I'm now going to break down how sharing works. Let's start with a screen that I prepared earlier. So this screen essentially allows me to screen for companies trading at historically low multiples relative to their own history. Using percentile ranks, I have low EV to EBIT and low PE on a forward basis, and we're looking for the bottom percentile here. And I've also added a stipulation for profitability over a trailing 12-month period as well. So when I run this screen, what it's going to show me is a bunch of companies across the world, because I have this set to global, that are trading at historically low PE and EV to EBIT relative to their 10-year history. We can see some well-known names in here like Alibaba, Ford Motor Company, Lululemon, Adyen, and Diageo. Right at the top here, we have Amazon. If I scroll across these columns, I can see that relative to its 10-year history, it's in the second percentile for both forward earnings and EV to EBIT. If I pull up the percentile rank snapshot, we can illustrate that in a slightly different way just to show you what kind of data that I'm screening for. On the left side of the page here, we've got price to earnings, and we can see that relative to its 10-year history, this 42 times multiple is in the second percentile for forward earnings. For EV to EBIT, we can see it's in the second percentile as well. And if we scroll down to margins and profitability, we can see that Amazon's margins are relatively high, which is usually a good sign. If I pull up a chart, we can display that in a slightly different way. These two areas are the forward earnings and EV to EBIT for Amazon, and we're showing that across the last 10 years. If I want to share this screen with a friend, a fellow investor, or perhaps a teammate, I can click the share button in the top right-hand corner here. When you do so, you're going to have two options. By default, every screener is private to you. Nobody else can access this. But now I have the ability to share this publicly. When sharing publicly, we're going to give you a URL that you can share with anyone, regardless of whether or not they have a Koyfin account. At no point will that individual be able to change or modify your screen. They'll simply be able to save a copy of it to their own Koyfin account or view it if they don't have an account. To illustrate this, I've opened up an incognito browser with a logged out user, i.e. they do not have a Koyfin account, and this is what they will see. When I open that URL, I'm going to be able to see the output of the screen in the way that the creator intended. I can go through here. There are various aspects of Koyfin's platform that can be accessed without an account. So if I click Amazon, for example, I can see this chart and interact with it. If I go back to the screener, if I try to modify this in any way, by selecting a column or perhaps modifying the criteria, I'm going to be prompted with a message that says this is a read-only. And if I want to make changes, I can save this to my screens, which requires a Koyfin account. Alternatively, here's what I would see if I already had a Koyfin account and clicked on this URL. Pretty much identical. The main difference is that I will now be able to click Save to Screens, and this automatically jumps to my screener without having to create a new account. I can then come in here and modify the criteria to my heart's content. So we're super excited to release this. It was a highly requested feature, but that just about does it for this video. As always, you can drop a comment in the comment section below. You can reach out to us over on Twitter at Koyfin Charts. Our help desk is help@koyfin.com. Until next time, thank you.